Hi, my name is Chris from the Warranty Center in Kings Park, New York. We're going to do a little video on snow blowers, how to replace a shear pin, and how to know if it is broken or not. We're going to be working today on a Snow Tech made by Aaron's 24-inch. As you can see over here, this is where one of the pins goes in. It broke. A lot of times when you're moving snow around, one impeller will work and the other one will not work. Just remember that this machine is off right now. The spark plug is disabled. Make sure that you're completely safe on everything that you do on here. Do not ever stick your hands in here as this is moving. Do not tie up the handles to see if you can walk around and test it. This is a punch. You can usually use this to knock out the pin. That would knock the pin out. And shear pins. They come in all different sizes. This one's a 1/4 That's the size of the threads over here. 1/4 inch. Sometimes they're 5/16, sometimes they're 3/8, depending upon the make of your machine. That goes right in the hole over here. What you want to do is, you can see how this is moving freely. If this was not moving freely and this pin did not break, most of the time the gearbox will suffer and you might lose the gearbox. So you want to make sure in the beginning of the winter, a lot of times they have a grease fitting on them. Put a little bit of grease in there. So you see it come out. Doesn't take that much, just a little bit. Then locate the hole and put the shear pin back in. Again, sometimes if you hit a newspaper, a frozen newspaper, or something in the driveway, it will break these shear pins. They're made to break. The shear pins are soft. It's a soft metal. You don't want to use anything that you find from the hardware store that might be called a grade 6 or grade 8, because they will not break. They'll take out your transmission. On this, I'm using 2 7/16 wrenches to tighten this up. And while you're in here, you can take a look around, make sure that nothing is bent, that the back impeller is correct. And nothing on that, none of the fins on that are bent. You can also put a little bit of spray oil inside these 2 bushings over here. We're also going to give that a little squirt. And that's pretty much how you replace a shear pin. There's not too much work involved in it. The only time there is going to be any type of work is when the shear pin does break and you're really not sure on where it's located, where the hole is located, because that slug usually ends up still in the shaft over here. Sometimes you can find out if you line up these 2 and you line up these 2. Most of the time the shaft is exactly the same. You can find out where it is. Again, you can knock it out with a punch and a hammer. Just be careful, put safety glasses on. Sometimes punches, they do shatter. Put the shear pin in and you should be good to go. There's no biggie on that. We'll be doing more snowblower repair on the drives and on rebuilding the gearboxes, but for now, that's going to be one of the things that you're going to look for before the winter time. Also, make sure that you have some spare shear pins. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, you can email us at thewarrantycenter@yahoo.com, and you can find that email address at mowerdoctor.com. Thank you. My name is Chris. Have a nice day.